you must work twice as hard than anybody else.
You're watching the Career series powered by MTN. I'm your host, Talula Doherty Aditono, and today I am joined by Ife Agoro. She is the founder and community manager behind the wildly popular community Diary of a Niger Girl, and she's also an entrepreneur with a suite of products under Dang Lifestyle, from candles, diffusers, skincare, and a whole lot more. Ife, you're a huge success, and it's so inspiring to have you with us here today.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank
So let's talk about Diary of a Niger Girl. It's, a huge success. You have almost 600,000 community members. I know they're very loyal. They're very protective of you. So I just want to talk about the story. How did that come about? And also, your mission, should I say, is to live a purposeful, full deliberate life. Thank you. I got it. So why that, and how has intentionality helped you on your journey?
Well, of course, I've said the story many times. Diary of a Niger Girl started by just me trying to push my opinions out there, because I realized that I was living in a bubble and that the life I lived isn't truly what it is out there. I lived a life of you can be anything, you can do anything, nothing should stop you. My experience is my experience. I should be ashamed about that experience. Coming out into the real world, like real world, I realized women are suppressed. They are not allowed to speak. They expect them to feel shame for what a man would just glide through. And I said I have to talk about that. I talk about it with my friends, but I felt that's not enough. We need to put it on a platform where people will hear it. So when I'm saying it, I tell my story without shame. Other women will see that this is not actually that bad. Why can't I talk about it? So that's how Diary of a Niger Girl started, and the community grew to where it is today. Living your life fully, purposefully, and deliberately is very important. I'm biased towards women, so I'm going to just say as women. I know people generally, but as women, you need to set for your life what you want it to be. If not, children are going to tell you what your life will be, your husband will tell you what your life should be, your colleagues will tell you how your life should be, and you grow into a bitter, unhappy woman because everyone else has controlled your life for you and you had absolutely no say. In fact, your parents will tell you what your life should be. So that's the whole thing. Like, you need to live your life fully, without shame, live your life deliberately, and have a purpose, because what's this life without that?
So let's talk about transitions, because you started off in the oil and gas sector before moving into entrepreneurship with Dang Lifestyle, and then obviously with the Diary of a Niger Girl, being a community manager, bringing people together. How was that transition for you? And do you face any challenges or any naysayers saying, why would you leave oil and gas to go into entrepreneurship?
Yeah, definitely. Oil and gas is such a lucrative business if you know what you're doing. And for me, it wasn't a bad business to do. It just was really stressful. And your life was truly not your own. That wasn't the life I wanted to be. I'm not going to lie and say it wasn't good at the time.
Yeah.
It just wasn't healthy mentally for me. And knowing that I've always been the happy girl that I am, or try to be, I was so unhappy.
Wow.
It was, so people say, it's better to be unhappy in Maldives and all of those things that you can say, but then it still doesn't give you the happiness that you want. If truly inside, Maldives will not make you happy. It's you deciding in your heart, like, I want to be happy, the life that is really making me happy, but it wasn't making me happy. So I decided one time, I'm going to stop this business. But I didn't stop when I thought about it. I planned to stop. So I started saving and doing so many businesses because I knew I'm going to stop this thing. So the time frame that I've given myself, I worked towards that. Saved, invested, and just stopped the business. And of course, naysayers definitely say, what are you doing? I remember when I stopped, I wasn't doing Dang Lifestyle. I stopped because I wanted to stop, not for any reason. Knowing that I would do another business. Just now, I just need to breathe.
Sure, yeah.
So I stopped, and then I started Diary of a Niger Girl, wholeheartedly, fully into it, not doing it for money. I wasn't doing anything for money at the time, but I was okay because I had planned what I was going to do with myself, and that's why I keep saying be deliberate about your life. You don't have to stay in a toxic environment, but also plan to leave. Don't just get up and leave and become a burden to people. Plan your life and plan it well. And sometimes when people say, "Oh, I'm here for a minute, I'm here for a while," I feel that deeply because I get it. Like you're actually you know what you're there for and you're planning towards it. But that's what happened with oil and gas. I planned and I left, and I went to the Nigeria Girl fully, wholly, and that's why we didn't do ads for a long time. I didn't really care about that. I truly cared about putting my voice out, making sure women can also speak their voices. So that transition happened. Then I love fragrances. When I meet people, I try to sniff them a little bit because I like nice smell. I like people to smell nice, environments to smell nice. So I thought to myself, why not create my own line of fragrances, home fragrances to start with. So we started that, and it sold out. I'm like, okay.
The demand for this.
I didn't know that this was, so I started that, let's see what happens. But of course, as I always do, I put my best into it to make sure if it works out, I don't want people to need a second chance. I want them to smell it and like it. So we did that, and then it worked. I'm like, this is good. Before then, I was talking to a chemist in the UK to help with my skin because I was using a lot of expensive skincare products. They weren't giving me. So they would give me smooth skin, just not these people that are shining. And they're dark skin. They're not bleaching, and they're still looking radiant. How are they doing it? So I spoke to a chemist who specified in skin of color. And then we started talking about it. And so the little product that he was making for me was working on me. I'm like, okay, I'm going to sell this. So
that makes a lot of sense.
So I started selling that, and that's how we transitioned from oil and gas, Diary of a Nigeria Girl, into that lifestyle.
That's an amazing story, and I'll tell you why I think so. Because you weren't looking at the profit first.
No, value always.
You were looking at the value,
always,
what you could offer, and also how you could share your own true and authentic voice.
Absolutely.
Which I think sometimes the advice we hear is contrary. We think, okay, what we hear is focus on how to make money and then maybe add value later. But with you, it was really the value first, which I think is
I think that's what I did with the oil and gas. That's why I left, because I wasn't feeling fulfilled. I wasn't giving any value, for being honest. We're just in business and making money, a lot of it. But I wasn't giving value. So it was just like squeezing every joy that I had. But all of this giving value, seeing people saying the product works, seeing it work on them, I mean,
amazing. And it works on you.
Yes.
You know,
Thank you.
You're great.
I like to be the first ambassador for the company.
So in terms of young people, there's often a bit of a disconnect between, getting a fulfilling career path that pays well, that's lucrative, versus fulfilling maybe a passion. Maybe it's a passion for creativity. I can think of so many young people who maybe are into art and different professions where, the people around them who love them, their parents, their friends, maybe this is not really going to yield money. But you do this, get your money, and then later on veer into your passion.
Absolutely.
So what do you think about that in terms of passion versus kind of doing what is your, what you studied at school and things like that?
Let's just leave that what you studied at school because that's just not, nah. I'm saying that because so many people have talents that they did not study at school. And then when they come out, they realize that I can do this. This is something I can do, and then they go into that. So what you studied at school for me has never been a thing. What has been a thing for me is we must look at our peculiar environment as Nigerians. You see, abroad, it's easy to go after your craft and make very little money off it until you begin to grow and make some money. In Nigeria, that's not the case. So I speak as a Nigerian right now to say you must work twice as hard than anybody else. And by this I mean you must get a day job and work on your craft at night. If you like to sleep, I can help you. But you need to know that you need the money. See, for you to even think clearly, you need food in your stomach. You need to have somewhere to sleep, put your head. And if you don't have all of this, you get to a point where you just struggle, and nothing is coming. Your creativity is stifled. It's not working. So as a Nigerian, I always say, get a job, get something that will fetch you money, and work on your craft at every opportunity that you have, because you cannot continue to starve and find creativity. It's almost impossible to do that. So get something doing and work on your craft. It works. It does work if you're not lazy.
So I want to just go back to Diary of a Niger Girl now, and the fact that we talk about it's a platform where you want to inspire women to be open, to be bold, and to kind of
live your full life.
Yes, exactly. So do you feel you faced any sort of backlash in the process? Has anyone come for you? Have you felt, have people tried to diminish you in some way? Because I know with strong women, there's sometimes that element of people feeling intimidated and therefore trying to attack or diminish. Have you experienced any?
Oh, of course I have. But I mean, like I always say, it really doesn't bother me. I think I was gifted by God with shamelessness. I do not care. Like, you can speak from today to tomorrow. If that's not who I am, to be honest, sometimes when it's a lot, it gets to me, not in a way of me stopping, or it's just like, why? Come on.
Why? Yes.
You don't even need to do that. Like, deep in your heart, like, I'm not perfect, but what you're bringing at me is not what I deserve. So that gets to me sometimes. But it's just for a while, and then I let that go. So yes, people do not want women to speak up. They don't like it when you're strong and bold. It's a problem, and that for me is a problem, because if you can be bold and speak up, why not me?
Why not?
Why are you different?
Exactly.
So that really gets to me.
So Ife, we've seen a prominent rise of women in leadership spaces in almost across all careers.
I love it.
Which has been such a positive shift. But what more do you think can be done? Because I think sometimes, as women, there's an expectation of like, oh, how do you juggle it all? And can a woman really juggle it all? For a man, it's easy. Whatever his circumstance, whether he's single or he's married, he's just able to go out there and shine. But once a woman gets to a certain age and maybe starts having a family and all those things, there's an expectation that, why is she not just attached to her children?
So do you even have time for your family? You're doing so much. You're doing so much. Well, the first thing is, for women, is to get help. You can't do it all. Let's just not try and be superhumans. We are in certain ways, but also you must take good care of yourself. So you must get help. If you're a woman who can afford it, trying to do everything yourself just to come across as
superwoman complex.
Like, that's not okay. You are going to get tired mentally, emotionally, physically, and then you're not living to your full potential. So as a woman, get help. On the other side is women should also help other women. Very, very important, because there's something I realize about women. It's like when you like someone and you stand with them, it's your voice is louder and more persistent, and you keep going, like, help this person, speak for this person. And when women are like that, you have to hear them. You don't have a choice. So women need to help more women and speak for them on their behalf. And wherever somebody is saying, this girl, if a man tells you, this girl slept with somebody, were you there? Were you the one she slept with? Things like that. Defend women, especially when you have no evidence to prove what you're saying. Defend women so people will know not to speak, so the voice will reduce when you are defending another woman. That you may not know what she's doing, but there's no evidence to speak as to what that person is saying. Then you just cut it off. Don't encourage it, because we need more people to respect us for our craft, not for just being a woman, having boobies, or expecting that you slept with men and all of those things. That also, we need help, financial companies, to help women grow their businesses. Because if we put our mind to something, we get it done. I have to say this because it's happened to me, and I must say, not like I needed money desperately, no, but I could do with it. So I took my business to somebody who is like billionaire, whatever, invest in businesses and all of that. And he said, "Oh, you did this in 2 years? Wow, amazing!" And he didn't ask me what he could do to help me. He just, "Oh, nice." I said, like, "Wow, you did that." And another guy was there and saying, I want to do this, I want to do that. And I said, okay, how much do you need? I'm like, hello, I'm right here. I've done way more than this guy, and you're not asking me how much I need to scale this business that I've done so well without any input from anybody. So they're not asking you, what do you need? Continue to struggle. And the guy, how can I?
It's so bizarre to me.
It is. It happened to me just last year.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Because I think what you said is a very powerful message, that women can be in control of money and can do great things to grow their businesses, grow the economy of Nigeria and whichever other country that we find ourselves in. We can be trusted, and I don't know why it doesn't come
naturally to help us and put money into our businesses. I can't tell you why that is. I can't, but let's not go into it.
It's been amazing having you on. Thank you so much for being so open, so inspirational in your mission, and just such a badass businesswoman.
Thank you.
I have to say, everything that you've done, just it just speaks of excellence, really.
Thank you so much.
So just continuing to wish you all the success in the world. I'm sure we'll be seeing so much more from Diary of a Nigeria Girl and Dang Lifestyle as well.
Yes. Thank you for having me.
All right, you're welcome.